The squatters, who say they've been in the neighborhood for several decades, say although they've been paid compensation to relocate, the amounts are woefully inadequate. Amongst the affected neighbors is 46-year-old Diana Ewuku, a single mother with 6 children, who says she's been living there for over 20 years and can't find accommodation with the 6,000 cedis given her. She and her fellow squatters have been speaking with Joy News' Kwesi Parker-Wilson.
The container me the container and see me container moi yeah to 20 Ghana fence 2 million to container moi me ko baby since yeah mama me die 36 million 34 24 million em go so mo nyini me no mo go na me no mo ye de kom papa ti asekwa kan ye me ya no papa ti as this judges ebia me nam na me re was and a dream na ba pe baby answer no me kwala so ato panza yo kitan kwala me ma no ba na us me ma ko go to say yes so ba me ma e bibi o ba e bibi wa be kin say ba na
I have lived here for about 22 years. And if Nana-Addo wants us to move from here, I have nothing to tell him. But the money we are being compensated with is not enough. And I am a single mother. I have nowhere to go. I'm begging Nana-Addo to wipe away my tears and have mercy. After my husband's death, I have not had much to sell. The little money I get from sales, I used to take care of my 6 children.
2 years, 2 years, almost I just gave you. Almost I just gave you.
Now, Kwesi Parker-Wilson has been following this story. He joins me in the studio with some background. So, what more did you find out speaking to these affected people? When were they informed, and within what time frame have they been given to?
Well, according to them, they were given the notice somewhere last February, but just last month, around 20th of February. And they give them up to the end of last month, that is February, to evacuate from the area. But again, they pleaded with the national security personnel that give us few more days for us to get ourselves ready and then leave. So the agreement between them and the national security was that they're going to leave on the 30th or ending of March, only for them to hear the news somewhere last Friday that they had to leave by 15th of March. That is next week, Thursday. So for them, the information took them by the surprise, which clearly they are not happy about. And then again, you mentioned
just to clarify, where is the directive coming from?
National security.
The national security.
Exactly. Well. Some even said that they are not even too sure if the president is in the know or he knows anything about it, because they've been dealing with the national security, but they are quick to dismiss the fact that some people are describing them as squatters. They said no, they are not. They acquired the land. They pay rent to an individual, so they have legitimately acquired the land. So they are not squatters. They are there doing their business.
Okay, they are leasing the land. If they are renting it, it's leasing. But I suppose so. But so, how long have some of them been there? You spoke to one of the women. She's been there 20 years.
20 years.
What
some
about the others?
15 years. Some 20 years, 25 years. And
so these are people who are resident there, not just people who have shops.
Right. Some of them do own the shops. Okay. Others are resident there. They live there. Like this woman, for example, she lives there. Others too are just operating their shops, and then when 6, 7 p.m. they leave and then they go home and then they come back. Those are not really bothered, but those who are living there are the ones who are bothered. I spoke to the chairman of they have an association, One Charles, and he tells me how they had a cordial relationship with the president before that. He wasn't the president at the time, and even before the election, they went to him to find out for him whether or not, if he wins the election, was going to evict them. But the president gave them the assurance that, listen, we are not going to evacuate you from this area. We've been here for a very long time, but then I wouldn't evacuate you. But they are only troubled by the situation at the moment. We can listen to Charles when I spoke to him.
First of all, the time this man came, I went to him. He said, "Oh, I'm not moving you. You people should stay." Oh, I've been making free. I'm free with him, going there all the time. It was some time ago. I organized a party for. I am the chairman here. It's a kind of people I'm going to organize party. They organize a nice party for us. So we are free with him. So always we approach him, so, Nana, are you going to the Jubilee House or you stay here? One who asked him, you don't want to say anything. Later or before we got to know, say, you won't go, you will stay here. National Security said we should move. That's why they are sacking us. Right now, we are looking for something. I haven't got the place. Some of their items, they will have to come and collect them. Or I have to make some radio announcement so that they come and collect it. Or I will show them where I will get. I haven't got any place yet. You get me?
How troubling is the situation for you?
The situation is so many troubles. Because the time they gave us was very short. The time they gave us, since from February, we pleaded to March ending. They said on 15th March, by next week, we have to leave. So this is my container. The best is I have to cut it. I have to remove all the singles and then cut the whole thing to pieces. Then I go pack them somewhere. I have 4 children, my wife. By all means, in the family, I'm going to affect a lot. But really, the land is not for me. So when they say the owner say you want the thing, only thing that you have to extra patient for us so that we can find some place and then we leave.
Okay, so Parker is still in the studio with me. Parker, very quickly, tell us, so are they willing to relocate if the compensation is increased?
They are willing to relocate, whether or not the compensation is increased. Some of them, when I got there this afternoon, some of them were already packing
up.
Yes, some pulling down their
clearly
structures.
They were unhappy.
They clearly weren't happy.
Okay.
Clearly weren't happy. But they are appealing for more money. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Kwesi Parker Wilson there. We're joined on the line by the Executive Director of Amnesty International, Robert Amoafo. Good evening and many thanks for joining us.
Good evening, Araba, and good evening to your listener.
Now, you may have heard the spokesperson for the residents. They say they are not squatters. They are residents. You heard him there. He says the situation is very troubling. What are your own thoughts on it?
Thank you very much. Having listened to the situation and having heard from all that has happened, we think that as Amnesty International, we think that we expect that the government would apply proportionality to issues as this one. We, though I haven't read the National Security Report that even identified the people around the president's house as security threats or reasons for security threats, which we would have to look at and therefore see the need, the reason why they should move. And then also see the feasibility study that was done to give them that amount of money or the time that we're giving to them. All these things needed to take into consideration how long they've been there, what they are doing, how long it will take one averagely standardized, how long it will take one person to move from a particular place. And per the compensation they are being given, how feasible that is. And having heard from some of the people around the area, we clearly see that the issue of proportionality was not applied in ensuring that these people who are moving have a comfortable life after they have moved.
All right, Mr. Mafo, but what is the practice, the standard practice elsewhere? Is it that wherever a president has his personal or private accommodation, when he becomes president, that area is considered a security zone, so people must move? Is that the standard practice elsewhere?
So the standard practice, especially for security reasons, I mean, as you may well be aware, once a police is identified security zone, a lot of issues happen around there, which means that some restrictions are placed there and all of that. But what we, and once the president is living there, and the national security, after over a year plus when the president has lived there, think that they deem that the people living there, they be security threat to the president after he has been there, which we find as a problem. And they would present a report to people like us, which would be a standard practice like the human rights organizations like us, to also see and also reason with them and give and also share in the idea that this is the proportional way of addressing the issue. But having listened to the people and given them the time and all that has happened, that is not the standard practice. And international human rights law does not see this as a standard practice. And we are calling on them to ensure that they apply proportionality to the situation at hand.
Very quickly, what options do you think these quarters have now?
one, they can't call for some of us who are in public interest law to get involved and get them back to the negotiation table. Once it's a security issue, we need to look at the reports that have identified the figures as secret, and then also look at the proportionality of the issue, which is whether if they have decided already, they have decided to move. A lot of the reports are here to they decide to move, but whether their move, the issues that they are moving and where they are going to, is okay, and the period they've been giving is enough for them to do and to move from where they are. So they have options. They may decide to call some lawyers on board to go back to the negotiation table, and we'll take it up from there.
The director of Amnesty International.